I'm James Linder with Both Matter, and I'm going to take you along with me on a journey to find out how to best protect children from family court litigation. So let me lay out the steps of this journey. First things first, we're going to describe the problem and identify the interested parties. Next, the interested parties have to gain agreement about the goals that matter most. And then finally, we need to go where the evidence tells us and use that evidence to build a system that allows parents to opt out of the adversarial court system completely. So step one, we got to describe the problem and identify the interested parties. So family law, you have to understand, is nothing more than an unconscionable wealth transfer from fit parents to unfit judges and unscrupulous attorneys to the tune of $50 billion per year. Of course, there are people that do important work within that system. That's the exception, not the rule. And this is a problem that almost no one talks about. It is the most egregious form of rent seeking on offer today. But overcoming the current regime presents an intractable collective action problem because any parent willing to stand up to the system must face the threat of losing access to his or her child or children. These are huge problems, and those most damaged by the system are in the worst financial position to affect change. On top of that, we have players within the system who have abused the language and introduced phrases into our vernacular, newspeak phrases like deadbeat dad, which describes fathers who are generally unable to pay child support, not unwilling to do so. It's every bit as evil as the trope of the welfare queen. Fathers' rights groups have been gaslit by conflating them with men's rights groups and disparaging them for the thought crime of being angry about being pushed out of their children's lives. Now, worse still, mothers who don't have primary custody of their children are viewed with outright derision, as though mom must be crazy not to be awarded primary custody of her children. This is appallingly specious. Causation clearly runs in the opposite direction most of the time. When you take children away, or even threaten to take a child away from a parent, that's enough to make any father angry and any mother crazy. But we need to quit pointing fingers and look for solutions that help our kids. Now, step two is, we need the interested parties to gain agreement about the goals that matter most. I've spoken with enough family law attorneys and judges to know what they believe matters most, and most of them don't have a clue. So it's time to sidestep their system altogether, which brings us to step three, which is we need to go where the evidence tells us to go. Notice I didn't say follow the data, I said follow the evidence. So Mark Twain famously said there are three kinds of lies: damned lies, and statistics. Now, family law attorneys and politicians and judges, they rely on self-interested groups like the Texas Family Law Foundation, which is a lobbying arm with another name because it's not legal to lobby in Texas, to provide them with guidance and statistics. Sorry, it's not legal for attorneys to lobby in Texas, but they can't write the laws, of course. The judges then make decisions in a star chamber designed to protect their processes and thinking, which, if it was out in the open, would otherwise reveal the disturbing extent of their ignorance. Now, I'll be the first to admit that my priors have been heavily influenced by my personal experiences in family court. So I'll need your help finding people with dissenting opinions that are willing to speak to me. But in the meantime, if you're ready, click subscribe to take this journey with me.